Hi. So today is World Hijab Day, so that's why I'm still wearing this. But I'm doing this video titled What You Didn't Know About Piercings, and I'm talking specifically about nose piercings. Because 1st February is World Hijab Day, but it's also the anniversary of this piercing and the 1 year minus 1 week anniversary of this one. I know, funny story. I'm gonna tell you about it. So anyway, last year, yeah, I decided to pierce my nose, and guess what? I wanted to do 3 piercings here and 3 like in a V shape. Like, isn't that gonna be so cool? Oh. Anyway, so I went. Luckily, the person that I went to knows what she's doing, and she said, you can, but you shouldn't do it all at once. So you could do one here, let it heal, then like that. So I said, you know what, that makes sense. So let's do the first 2. So she did this. Okay, this was not the jewelry I was wearing, of course, at that time. Then she did this. Well, not really. So with this, the jewelry to pierce the nose, it went in halfway and then it broke. Like, what kind of luck, right? So it went in halfway and then it broke. It didn't come out. So I said, oh my God, what now? Just do another. Guess what? She was all out of the piercing stuff. That was the last one. And I didn't go with mine. I forgot mine. So there was nothing to do. I had to go back another day. So it had to be removed and I had to let it heal. So, I went through about the same pain, but this one was for nothing. I had to let it heal and then go back the next week. And that was why they didn't happen on the same day. I have a picture. I'm going to show you the picture. Yeah, that was the one that had to close. So I had to go back a different day. Now, if you look, they're supposed to be on the same line, but this is a bit higher. Another story, because when I went back, I didn't go back to her just because her place was kind of far. So I went back to another place, and they would mark the point with like a little marker and ask you if it's at the level you want. I swear, maybe it's because of the angle I was sitting at, but it looked like it was the same. I said, yeah, it looks on the same line, just do it. And then like days after it was done, I realized, oh, this is higher, but I don't really care. As far as I'm concerned, it's my style. So let me tell you why I didn't go and do the rest. Because again, what people don't tell you about piercing, it's a bit difficult to maintain, at least for me, because I'm a lazy person. I won't lie. So it's difficult to maintain for me. Like, nothing crazy and nothing expensive. I mean, if you're the crazy type who wants to buy every new nose jewelry you see, it might be expensive for you. But I mean, like, you have to clean it because there's stuff in your nose. Like, it would be so unhealthy and unclean, I think, to leave it just like that with no cleaning. So I clean it once a week with alcohol, and you don't have to remove it, because for me, removing it is a hassle. So just turn it around, clean, turn it around, clean, once a week. So why I didn't do the rest is because cleaning 2 is manageable, but cleaning 6, it sounds like too much stress. So no, that's one of the reasons. The second reason is my nose has been protesting. It has been 1 year, but I swear to you, my nose is still protesting. And I just feel like, so it's not a lot of pain, to be honest. For me, it was not a lot of pain. I mean, it was big deal. If I were able to do the 6 at once, I would do them. So it wasn't a big deal for me, but my nose keeps trying to reject it. I swear. Like, at first it was growing little bumps. I know. Keloid scare. I was so scared because so many people were like, don't do it, don't do it. So I'm like, oh my God, how do I start saying I did it and I got a keloid? They're gonna laugh at me. So yeah, every once in a while, like, a little bump grows, and at first I was really scared because I didn't know what it was. So I don't know, maybe it gets infected or something, I don't know. So I was using disinfectant to clean it, and the bump wasn't going anywhere. I was really I was really scared. And then one day, I think I was too lazy to go where the disinfectant was in the house, and I was close to hand sanitizer, and I just used it to clean it. And it stung a little because of the alcohol. I'm telling you, the next day, the bump was gone. So that's what I do now. Every once in a while, when a little bump comes up there, I just clean it again with alcohol, and before you know it, it dries and it disappears. As you can see, like, there's no sign that there was ever any bump. And I don't know why, but with me, it's usually this hole that keeps getting the bumps. I don't know what's up with that. But it's not painful. It just doesn't look nice. It's not painful. And then it goes away. The last bump I had was less than a month ago. It was a freak show. Like, I was taking something off, a piece of clothing, and somehow I was wearing different jewelry. It caught onto the jewelry and really yanked it off completely. And guess what? The hole got torn. So the hole kind of became bigger, and there was definitely a fresh wound. Oh my God, it was quite painful. And but I don't want to scare you. I'm usually a klutz. So unless you're a klutz, you really don't have to worry about that. So anyway, when that happened, another bump came up, and I was like, oh my God. But again, I cleaned it with alcohol, and it dried off, and it went. When I say alcohol, I mean spirit, or hand sanitizer or hand sanitizer. They work for me. So yeah, those are the things. And when I tell you my nose is still protesting, like, my nose, it has been 1 year, it flakes. It flakes. Like, it's not doing it right now, but like when I take a bath and the skin is all there's a word I don't want to say, and the skin is all soaked, you can see it flaking, like pieces of my skin flaking. And that's how my skin has been protesting it. And I know it's just looking for an opportunity for me to remove this so that it will close. So I'm being so vigilant. I have studs like these in my handbag that I go out with in case anything happens while I'm outside. I will not let you close. I have them all over my room. Like, I will not risk it. It's not about the pain, because like I told you, it wasn't really a lot of pain, but it's all the stress. I've been attending to you for a year, freaking out when the jewelry gets out. You're not going to close on me. I'm never going to let them close. So I really love them, and I wanted to change my jewelry in front of you, but somehow I changed it. It was weird. It just happened. I love this one so much because, oh my God, sometimes you see the little crystal when it catches the light. It's like, oh my God, that's me. And then this one, it's just, I don't know. I like it. So yeah, things you should know. The healing is really slow. I had one person tell me that. I don't know why people don't have these honest conversations with people who want to pierce their noses. Tell them how it is. Let them make an informed decision. It was only one person who told me, and it's true. It heals really slowly. Trust me, it heals really slowly, because you'll feel it right now. I'm not feeling any pain when I do this, but for like 4-6 months after the piercing, I couldn't just do this without it. Like, it's not crazy pain, but you just know that the wound hasn't healed. For me, that was how it was. Then again, with the little bumps, I don't know, that's a sign that my skin doesn't like it. So I'm really, as much as I want to do more, I can't. Sorry, I keep looking here. There's a mirror behind you and in front of me. Anyway, so yeah, it heals really slowly. For me, honestly, it's not that painful. And then what? You have to think about the sizes of the jewelry as it heals, because when you put a small one and it heals around it, that means you can go with a much bigger one. So you have to think about that. You have to clean it like weekly at least. For me, preferably with alcohol. You have to watch out for signs that it's protesting. Mine is still protesting. You have to have jewelry or something you can put in there all the time, wherever you are, in case something happens, because you never know, something breaks, or you never know, so that you don't give it the chance to close. It's not about the pain, it's just a lot of work nurturing it. So yeah, if you're thinking about piercing your nose, and yeah, I see that now people are doing the tooth thing, but again, when I did the tooth thing, I didn't want to do a tooth thing. I wanted to do a 6 thing. And yeah, so you know, just do whatever works for you. But those are the things you should know. I would never undo this. I'm so happy with them, and I love this jewelry. These particular ones are so, they're not giving me stress like the former ones I had. I had some custom made, but they were so small and they kept catching on to things. I don't know how to describe it. So anyway, that's what it is. If you have any more questions, leave a comment for me on my website, and that's www.miriamawesu.wordpress.com/contact or something. I'm going to write it at the end of the video. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope that I've inspired you to pierce your nose. Again, I'm talking just about the nose because that's the only one I know. These were done while I was a baby and I'm not really crazy about piercing my ears, so I'm going to talk about the one I know. So yeah, let me turn around so that maybe it'll catch the light and you'll see what I'm talking about. Bye.